Okay, part 2 of this little video here. In truth, the loans are not loans at all, but gifts to the industry to keep asset prices artificially high so that the entire financial system doesn't come crashing down immediately. How much of that feces paper, Mike Whitney calls it, is worth just pennies on the dollar, is sitting on the balance sheets of banks and other financial institutions, just waiting to blow up as soon as the Fed asks for its money back. And the Fed will never get its money back, because the prices of complex securities and derivatives will never again be pre-crisis. %0 interest rates haven't worked because qualified borrowers are cutting spending and saving their disposable income, while people who need to borrow no longer meet the bank's tougher lending standards. Bank credit is shrinking, even though excess bank reserves are nearly $900 billion. So once again, small business owners who really need the money are getting screwed again. When banks stop lending, the economy contracts, business activity slows, unemployment soars, and growth sputters. Presently, the economy is still contracting, but at a slower pace than before, as they tell us. Less bad is the new dictum. All the recession indicators are still blinking red. Income, employment, sales, and production all down big time. But it doesn't matter, because it's a green shoots rally. Plenty of cheap liquidity for the markets and a freeway off-ramp which you can sleep under in the near future. The Fed's lending facilities are designed to pump liquidity into the system and inflate another bubble by generating more debt. Cap and trade, by the way, I believe is one of those next bubbles, but that's just my opinion. Unfortunately, most people seem to accept Bernanke's feeble defense of these corporate welfare programs and fail to see their real purpose. Everybody is elated now with Bernanke's latest bubble, except working people and small business people who have seen their wages slashed by 4.5%, their credit lines cut, their home values plunging, and their living standards pretty much sinking to third world levels fairly soon. Bernanke, of course, is back against the wall. The only thing he can do is print more money. And shove that money, that printed money, the fake money, through the back door of the stock exchange, hence the rise in stock prices, and keep his fingers crossed. The rest is up to CNBC and the small army of media cheerleaders. There is some truth, of course, to the theory that Bernanke saved the financial system from a Chernobyl type of collapse or meltdown. But that doesn't change the facts. Accounts must be balanced and debts must be repaid. The Fed chief has committed $13 trillion to maintain the appearance of solvency. But the system is bankrupt. The commercial paper market, money markets, trillions of dollars of toxic debt instruments, and the myriad of shyster investment banks and insurance companies are now backed by the full credit of the Treasury. If Bernanke's Politburo withdraws its loans, or even if he raises interest rates too soon, the entire system will collapse. The economy is now balanced on a rickety scaffolding of the dollar. As the Obama stimulus wears off, the rot in the real economy will become more apparent. Household red ink is at record highs. So personal consumption will not rebound. That means U.S. assets and U.S. sovereign debt will become less attractive to foreign investors, and capital will flee eventually. And the dollar, as Mike Whitney says, will fall. It may not fall all of a sudden, but it will certainly decline in its value. An economy, in my view, that is based on consumerism and debt alone, in other words, on credit alone, is not a self-sustaining economy. Virtually everything we buy and consume these days is no longer being manufactured here in the United States. This is why I am all for import tariffs, just as the Chinese are doing the exact same thing. It's not outright protectionism in the sense that you're just thwarting everybody off, but we need to protect our own national economy unless we want to become dependent on world bankers. And this is precisely what this whole upsurge in the stock market is designed to do, for all of us to become dependent. Good night, and thanks for listening.